All right, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to your next assignment, which is going to get you ready for your error analysis assignment. So what we're covering here is just specific instructions on how to conduct an error analysis. So this video is being made for all my courses, my stats, my linear algebra, my calculus. So in each of these courses, after an exam, you can get some points back if you choose so by conducting an error analysis here. So the purpose of this video is to show you specifically what I'll be looking for in the error analysis. So the three main things for the error analysis is the first one is we need to annotate our mistakes that we made in the blue book. We need to analyze our errors. Okay, really think about the errors that we're making and how we came to fix them. And then we need to analyze our errors and also fix the mistakes. Okay, so write the correct conclusions there, right? And then we need to tackle a similar problem. So those are the three main parts of the error analysis. So typically students, they'll maybe fix mistakes and tackle similar problems, but really you want to analyze your errors. So we want to really learn from our mistakes, and really exams are perfect for that. So I don't like to just leave an exam behind in the dust. I think that we should focus time to learn from our mistakes and also get credit for that as well. So by completing this assignment, you also get a percentage of points back that you missed, as long as you meet all of the criteria and fix all the mistakes in your exam. So remember, in your exam, in your blue book, I had you only write on one side, only on the front side of the papers, not on the back side. So this is where it's important. Okay, but we'll show that right now. But these are the three main things that you have to do prior to the due date. Of course, some things here is that you need to visit the Math Center for quality control, right? And you need to receive a MC Math Center stamp, okay, just to verify that you were there. And of course, you may work in groups. Okay, you may work in groups, but you cannot copy from one person in the group. Okay, so you can work in groups, but your written work must be your own. Okay, so you cannot, one person in the group can't come with the answers and then you copy all of that. Because I will know, okay, because I will be pretty familiar with you, the people you hang with, and your handwriting. Okay, so it's very clear to me when two blue books are exactly identical in terms of their written solutions. So if I have these two blue books with the exact same written results, then that counts as plagiarism if you copied someone's work that wasn't your own, even though you worked together. Okay, so just make sure, okay, that you protect the integrity of this class, and that you're writing down what you understand. Okay, because if you understand, you learn from your mistakes, you should be able to write it out on your own. Okay, but I do encourage you guys to work in groups to learn from your mistakes here. Okay, so the first part, what you want to do is open up your exam. Okay, open up your exam. And what you see here in the red are the things that I marked wrong. So in this example, this is like in a statistics class. I'm asking to provide appropriate measures of center and spread for the data. And so for center, the student picked mean, and for the spread, the student picked IQR. So for this data set here, it was a skewed data. So here it should have been the median. So I put an X here where there was a mistake. And then here for spread, they did pick the correct value for the spread for the IQR, but they did not interpret it correct. So I put red here. So sometimes I leave marks here where the mistakes are. Other times, if the whole problem's wrong, there's one big red mark. But the first step you do is with another colored pen, okay, you could pick red or maybe highlight, is you need to annotate. Okay, so here you kind of annotate, you say here, okay, I made a mistake. So here I just say use the mean, but should have used median because it's a skewed data set. So just something short and sweet in an annotation there, indicating specifically the mistake that you made, and if you can, like a brief fix. And then here, so we circled it in blue and we said wrong interpretation, and we're missing context here. We need MBA salaries in millions of dollars, and we need to focus on the correct interpretation of the IQR. So here, I mean, we're mainly pointing out the things that we did wrong here, the mistakes. Of course, here I could put, well, because there's room here, and I'm hoping that in your blue book you did take advantage of the space, which I advise you to do during the test. But here you can even write the correct interpretation here. Okay, so this is on the page where you wrote your exam. The red marks are my marks, and the blue marks are your annotation. So you're annotating and you're explaining to me the mistakes that you made, the errors that you made. Okay. Now on the sheet on the left hand, so this is like the right hand side of the blue book. Now on the left hand side, there's just a blank sheet of paper that you should have. Okay, so what goes in there is all of this. So what you do is you break it up in half. Okay, you can draw this vertical line down the blank paper here, right? This is the error analysis side, and this can be the similar problem side. Keep it neat and keep it organized. All right. So here, as far as so the first thing I do are my corrections. So my corrections, I say, okay, well, median for center since it's skewed, and then I say the typical MBA salary is $3 million, where 50% of players make less than $3 million, and another 50% make more than $3 million. So I have the dollar sign there. It's in context. I interpret the median fully. Okay, so there's my complete correction here. Now IQR, which is 6 million, so it says the middle 50% of MBA salaries varied by as much as $6 million. Okay, so in there I write the complete correct solution for each problem that I fixed there. Okay, so this is perfect here. Now I get into error analysis. So this error analysis, you really have to put some thought into it, and do not be short on these, because this is part of that percentage that you get back. If any one of these areas are lacking, then don't expect to get the full credit back. But this only works if you analyze your errors and think about what you did wrong. If you just go out and find the right answers and put it there, well, you're not really learning anything. Okay, so here for this error analysis, it says realize to pay close attention to measures of center. Median is for unimodal skewed, and mean is for unimodal symmetric. Right, so that's what I mean. In analyzing my errors, I realized that, hey, I really need to pay attention to the shape of the histogram. You know, okay, it's unimodal, but is it symmetric or is it skewed? Because those will determine what appropriate measure of center I should use. So that's pretty much what we learned from there. Obviously, we used the mean in that example, so I used the mean just because, you know, I thought that was one of the measures of center. I thought it didn't matter, but obviously it does. Okay. Here it says we interpret the measure of spread wrong. We need to find the range between the first and third quartile. It is the amount of spread of the middle portion of the data, and context. So in there we're just saying so we can interpret it in its correct form. And actually here I should have included that the middle 50% of MBA salaries range by $6 million. To write that. Oh no, never mind. I did it up here. Sorry, but here I'm just saying here that in dealing with the IQR, I just focused on Q1 and Q3, but really it's the spread, right? The variation of the middle 50% of data and context, right? Because in this problem here, right, the student has no context here, right? It's first, they're just giving numbers, but nothing related to the data here, right? So context. And then here at the very end, we do the when, where, who, what, and why. And so the when is, when did you come to this conclusion, right? When did you solve your problem? When did you realize the error that you make and corrected it? The where is, where did you do this? Were you in the math center? Were you with a tutor? Were you at home? But where did this occur? Okay, so as far as when you have these epiphany moments, these learning moments, when and where did they happen? And then who, right? So who helped you in this journey of coming to this conclusion? Was it Professor Nava? Was it some classmates? Was it a tutor at the math center? Was it a private tutor? Who helped you here? Or was it just yourself? You didn't need any help to make the correction. And then what? So what is, well, what topics are we talking about here? What in this error analysis? Is it numeric? So here it's like numeric summaries in context, right? That's really the focus here, right? These numeric summaries in context, right? And also appropriate numeric summaries, I would say. So what topic are we talking about here, and why? I don't think the why is as I just put. I mean, I just had to get the who, what, where, when, and why. I just put why there. So why are you doing this error analysis? But I don't think that's as important. I put I want to learn, and I'm hoping that's what it is. And of course, you should get points for wanting to learn, and so that's part of this here. So that's what we have here. Now, the last portion here is the similar problem portion. So similar problem here is just I'll give you a similar problem to work on, and I'll ask you pretty much the same questions as it did in the test, but you'll just be dealing with a different data set or a different problem. Okay, if you're in stats, you'd be dealing with a different data sets. If you're in linear algebra, it'd be a different problem. If you're in calculus, it'd be a different but similar problem that you'll have to work on this side of here. Okay, so these similar problems, they'll come with an email. Okay, but I just want to be crystal clear on expectations for these here. So we need annotate mistakes. That's what we're doing here, annotating the mistakes. Very important, analyze errors, fix the mistakes. So here we are fixing the mistakes, analyzing the errors, giving the when, where, who, what, and whatever about the why. Okay, and then of course we have the similar problem. Okay, so we learn from our mistakes, and now we're ready for a brand new problem. Let's bring it on. Okay, and let's get it right here. Okay, so those are the three parts that we need in order to earn the full possible percentage points back to your exam. Thank you, bye.